Bill 1032 is a bill authored by Representative Schmaltz to redistrict Indiana's 9 congressional districts with a new map.
Chair Gaskell, members of this committee, my name is Amy Courtney, Executive Director of Mad Voters, a grassroots Indiana nonprofit whose mission is to empower civic engagement. We oppose HB 1032. Over the past 4 months, we have heard from thousands of Hoosiers who overwhelmingly oppose mid-decade redistricting.
I'm Julia Vaughn with Common Cause Indiana. We stand in opposition to House Bill 1032 for many reasons. The first is the motivation behind it. Just 4 years ago, you passed a new congressional district map. What's happened between now and then that has created such urgency for new congressional districts? We're not pawns, and our elections are not games, and it is an insult to every Hoosier who believes in the democratic process for you to pander to the president and ignore the voices of those you're supposed to represent.
Since August, we keep hearing about this. We keep getting threats. We keep getting pressures. And it's just a game to Washington insiders. They don't realize that Hoosiers, this is our lives. This is our livelihood. This is who we are. These are the voices of Hoosiers. This is the votes of Hoosiers. And we're not going to stand with this.
Partisan gerrymandering is incompatible with democratic values. Voters should choose their politicians, not the other way around.
They want to gerrymander so bad because they know they're going to lose these upcoming elections. Although I might say this is going to entice a lot more people. They see the fascist outreach that this government's trying to do. They're trying to suppress our voters. 40% of Indiana votes for Democrats. We still should have a right to representation in Congress.
Now Washington, D.C. wants you to approve lines drawn in darkness by people who have probably never been to our state. Maps that divide our communities, that carve up our capital city, and decimates districts carefully planned just 4 years ago by this very committee. And so, we hope that our state legislators will listen to their constituents who have been pretty loud and clear that they don't support this. We don't see a need for it. And these folks from Washington, D.C. can take their maps back home with them.
We have a Constitution in Indiana, and every one of these legislators swore an oath to that state constitution. And that state constitution clearly says when, how, and where you can redistrict. And this is not one of those times.
I feel that this whole initiative, this whole push for redistricting, has nothing to do with Indiana, but the narrative and the objective of who's in office in Washington, D.C.
I'm Marilyn Moran Townsend. I'm a registered Republican. I was a Republican member of the Indiana Citizens Redistricting Commission. I'm a business owner, and I have been involved with the Indiana Chamber for 4 decades, serving also as its chair. So you might ask, why would we even be considering mid-decade redistricting? Well, it's because there is a monster at our state borders. It's an outsider that doesn't care about Hoosier bipartisanship or Hoosier values. It feeds on division and getting what it wants at all cost. And so you see, there are talents that are attacking Northwest Indiana. The tail is trying to lance Marion County and shred it into 4 different districts. And the angry head at the bottom is just trying to tear us apart.
This is a DC takeover of the state of Indiana, and the majority of Hoosiers are saying no, not in our state. And so I appreciate everyone who has consistently continued to follow up and consistently let their legislators know where you stand on this issue. We cannot give up this fight. Indiana is leading the country right now in standing up to these kinds of takeovers state by state. In Indiana, Hoosiers are saying loud and clear, not in our state.